first of all, you got to think about where this is coming from. And I don't think the source is, at least to my knowledge, particularly reliable. Secondly, you got to think about how he fits into the team. I think he's a great striker in his own right, but I don't know that he's the striker for Arsenal. I think about what Napoli have been demanding for him, and the line has been throughout the summer that they want over 100 million euros for him. There has been some suggestions in the media recently that because of Napoli's desire to get Romelu Lukaku in for Antonio Conte, and that means almost, they need to kind of make sure that Osimhen goes so that they can facilitate that. There's been suggestions that they take a much lower price, in which case I'd be interested. But there's so much that's unclear with this. It's such a vague report. And so when I talk about these reports, the first thing I always do is in my own head try and process whether or not it makes sense. And I don't think it does make sense, because I think if Arsenal were going to spend that kind of money on anybody, I think there's 3 or 4 players on a list that I think would be ahead of Victor Osimhen. What Arsenal have also shown us in recent years is that they won't just sign players for the sake of it. They might make squad signings and signings that raise the floor of the squad rather than pushing the ceiling higher. But those signings will be players in the profile of Jorginho, of Leandro Trossard, of maybe you could argue Mikel Merino if that one gets done. Players that are in the kind of medium bracket in terms of cost. Victor Osimhen is going to be in the top bracket realistically, and I don't think that Arsenal would be willing to go and spend what Napoli would want.